Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Sauce on Delay. I'm just getting my voice back a little bit now. I was just leaving work and I saw, some of the landscapers, around the community. They were doing their fall cleanup, where they they just rake up all the leaves because it's fall season. They put down some chemicals so that the grass can be treated over the winter season, because there isn't really going to be any cutting. There's it's not going to be so much rain, and it's going to be a lot of dry air and all of that. So I think one thing they put down is something called lye, and I don't know if lye is limestone. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the word or if I even know the word, because I've never read it. I've only seen it mentioned. I have read it, but I can't remember how to spell it. So I don't know if it's lye, or if it's tied to limestone. I think it's lye. They use it sometimes if you've seen old films, when if people don't have a way to, if they're burying someone and they don't have a coffin or something, and they'll just throw lye on the person to I guess kill, not kill, but to maybe accelerated decomposition or something. I don't know exactly what it does, but you see it in a lot of films. But I'm pretty sure breathing in the dust of it isn't all that good. So the guys there, what they were doing, they were putting down the lye all over the place. And what happened was, they got all over their equipment, all over their clothes, and into the van that they have all their landscaping equipment in. So they were using the leaf blowers, the gas powered leaf blowers, to blow the lye dust from off of their bodies. And it was flying all over the place. They were blowing it. It was going into the street. It was, all over the place. I didn't want to drive through it because I didn't want to breathe it in myself. I've probably breathed in other chemicals that I'm not even aware of. I'm pretty sure I breathed in a lot of fiberglass insulation in the past, which is terrible. But I was looking at these guys and I'm like, this is very unfortunate. They're not wearing any eye protection. They're not wearing any respiratory protection. They're doing this difficult job in the cold outside. Let me see. Oh, it's 39 degrees. This morning it was in the 20s. It was very cold. It's going to drop down to the 20s tonight again. But it's 39 degrees, so it's cold. It's still ice outside some places. So it's very cold. They don't have any respiratory protection. They don't have any eye protection. They're fully clothed, yes, and they're covered from head to toe, but it's not fair. But yeah, it's really not fair. But this is why they have things like workers' compensation, or things like workers' comp. So if you hire somebody and they get injured due to activity that they're doing in your employ, the workers' compensation insurance pays for their, pays for their health care or their extended care if possible, if it's called for. It's very unfortunate to see that, and governments governments impose these workers' comp requirements on a lot of jobs, especially on dangerous jobs like construction and services like that, mechanics and mechanic shops and stuff like that. If you're just a owner operator, single, just like you're just a self-employed and you're just doing it all yourself, You don't necessarily have to carry as workers' comp. You know, you might want to carry it to protect yourself, but it's not required, to my understanding. It's required if you have employees. So these guys, there was probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them out there inhaling the lye dust. They didn't have any masks on, not even a bandana. It's going into their mucous membranes, into their eyes and all this stuff. And I just, thought that was unfortunate. So anyhow, if you're doing any work around the house, whatever, you're drilling something, you're sanding things, you're painting things, whatever you might be doing. If you're doing any kind of construction work, even in your home or outside, you should wear some respiratory protection. You should wear some eye protection. You should also wear eye protection. You should also wear. I would suggest wearing eye protection when you're working on your vehicles too. I am so bad that I don't even wear gloves sometimes when I'm working on my car. But I've been trying to wear gloves every time now, starting this year, because a lot of times I have to do other things for other people also. It's not just about me, because sometimes I gotta go inside and make lunch, make dinner, whatever the case may be, and I don't want all these glycol or these petrochemicals getting into my family's food. So what I started doing is try to really religiously wear my gloves when I'm working on my car. I left some stuff at work. Well, anyhow, so that's really that's what it's all about. I was just saying, be careful out there when you're doing work around the house. There's a lot of chemicals out here. Try to use natural stuff as much as possible when you're cleaning or doing construction. If you're painting, they have low VOC paints. Things like drywall. I mean, of course, you should. There's dust. There's a lot of dust related. I mean, fortunately, places, we have organizations like OSHA that try to educate businesses on how to work safely. But their information is available publicly. You can access it yourself. I don't really have much to say, but I just saw those guys working under those conditions, and I thought it's very tragic, because you don't know how these chemicals can affect you later. But guess what? Since I'm freestyling, why don't I look it up? Let's look it up. Is lye harmful? Is lye, L-Y-E? Gotta be L-Y-E. Yes, it is. L-Y-E. Okay? Lye water is a strongly alkaline caustic solution which can cause severe injury in the form of corrosive burns, especially to the throat, esophagus, and stomach if swallowed. These injuries can result in hospitalization, permanent damage, and permanent damage in severe cases. So that's lye water. Caustic. What's that mean? It's basic. It's a high pH. Is that right? Yes. Caustic, alkaline, whatever you want to call it. Lye water. How much lye is toxic? The recommended airborne exposure limit is 2 milligrams per cubic meter. 2 milligrams per cubic meter, which should not be exceeded at any time. NIOSH, IDLH. Immediately dangerous to life or health value is 10 milligrams per cubic meter. 10 milligrams per cubic meter can kill you. So 10 milligrams, okay, so the recommended, they don't recommend you exceed 2 milligrams per cubic meter. So a cubic meter, I think in feet, right? So that's 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. Right? So that's 27 cubic feet. 27 cubic feet, right? 3 feet. 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet up. That's not a lot. That's like a 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet is like a large refrigerator. The volume of a large refrigerator. So 2 milligrams of dust taking up the space of a large refrigerator. So those guys were blowing off a lot of dust just now. The amount that they blew off of themselves, I can't know. I don't have a scale to measure the dust that was in the air, but the concentration was not good. Anyhow, what happens if you breathe in lye fumes? Let's read about that. Contact with very high concentrations of sodium hydroxide. Oh, it's sodium hydroxide. Okay, so we use this to NaOH. NaOH. Yeah, we use this to oh my gosh. We use this to sterilize and kill bacteria and stuff in the from what I recall. This is something that we use to kill bacteria in a wastewater treatment plant. Contact with very high concentrations of sodium hydroxide can cause severe burns to the eye, skin, digestive system, or lungs, resulting in permanent damage or health. So let's just check if I'm asking about the same thing. Lye, Lye, for lawns. Lye for lawns, okay? Yard treatment. Lime. Okay, you see, I was wrong. So the thing that they use on lawns is lime. Lye is something else. I'm sorry. Lime can also cleanse the soil, removing toxicities and infusing the ground with essential nutrients. Often clears up common grass and turf issues, leading to healthier and better. Hold on, let me put this down. Leading to healthier and better looking yard made of limestone, okay, or chalk. Lime's main component is calcium carbonate. It adds calcium and magnesium to the soil. Okay. So forgive me. You see, I was talking about lye. It was lime from limestone, but let's see what limestone is made out of. Let's find out what limestone is made out of. What is the chemical composition of limestone?
Calcium carbonate. According to Missouri Department
of Natural
Resources,
I'm so silly. They just told me it's calcium carbonate.
Limestone is a sedimentary rock that is dominantly composed of the calcium-bearing carbonate minerals calcite and dolomite. Calcite is chemically calcium carbonate.
Okay. They already told me that it was calcium carbonate. So they use calcium carbonate or chalk. What is chalk or talc, which is just straight up calcium. Let's see if breathing in chalk. Well, you know what? They have proven that. Let's look it up instead of me assuming, because I just made an assumption and I mixed up lye with lime. Let's see. This is some anecdotal that I'm gonna ask you right now. Has chalk been proven to give teachers cancer? Okay. Report explains that in schools that still use chalk, teachers brave the greatest Risk. Is school chalk toxic? Let's see. Both sidewalk and blackboard chalk are made from calcium carbonate or calcium sulfate. Chalk is considered non-toxic in small amounts. If large amounts are eaten, I don't know who eats chalk, it can be irritating to the stomach and cause vomiting. Chalk can be a choking hazard for very young children. But you have to eat a large amount because, I think we use calcium. They tell us to drink calcium in milk all the time, and I think that's what they use to neutralize your stomach acid sometimes. So I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I don't think it's that dangerous at all. So the stuff that they were using is not lime, L-I-M-E. I was totally wrong. It wasn't lye, L-Y-E, which is sodium hydroxide, which is like something that burns you. You know, it's like soap. So like not really soap, but whatever. Yeah. Caustic. It's a high pH thing. And then the stuff that they were putting on the lawn is calcium carbonate, which is safe for the most part, unless you eat it. The teachers have been using it all these years, and some teachers live to be very old, and they didn't say explicitly that it causes a problem. So I was wrong. So those guys are okay. They're safer than I thought. You know, I was worried about them, but hey, what do I know? Like I said, I was concerned about them because I thought it was lye. But lye, L-Y-E, is something that's a high base. Let's find out why they throw it on dead bodies. This is very macabre now, huh? Why do they put lye on dead bodies?
According to Wikipedia, sodium or potassium hydroxide can be used to digest tissues of animal carcasses. Often referred to as alkaline hydrolysis, the process involves placing the carcass or body into a sealed chamber, adding a mixture of lye and water, and the application of heat to accelerate the process.
Oh, well, that's scary. No, I wasn't talking about that one. That sounds like, I don't know, it sounds bad. That sounds like something that I saw in one of these gangster cartel movies with John Leguizamo. I forgot what name of that movie was. John Leguizamo was in a sick movie once. I don't remember what it's called. Anyhow, I'm probably not going to publish this one at all because I didn't really impart any knowledge, and I was totally off base, believing that the guys were using something. But you know what was beneficial? That I learned something. I taught myself something today. Lye and lime are two different things. And when they say lime, they're talking about limestone. And when they're talking about lime, sometimes it's just chalk. Sometimes it's calcium carbonate, and sometimes it's another thing they call dolomite. Okay, so thanks for listening to myself, I guess. Take care, bye.